Xylophobia is the fear of the woods or forests. A large chunk of the population exhibits at least a partial form of this phobia, and the reason for that isn't so surprising. Being out in the middle of a forest at night naturally can bring out an innate fear we have programmed into us that's meant to keep us alive. That fear can stem from the darkness of the woods itself, or rather what may be hiding in the darkness, be it wild animals, or sometimes even worse, other humans. These are some instances caught on video of campers realizing they may not be alone in the middle of the woods. Starting with this video, we see a group of friends out in the middle of the woods on a camping trip, where they were drinking by the fire and having a good time. The group started hearing strange noises in the not so far distance, noises that started with loud bangs and then turned into something more disturbing. When the sounds kept happening, one of the men decided to start recording, and this was the video he captured.
Hear that? Get Trevor. Austin, get the light. Fuck. Hey! That was not an elk. Where's that coming from? Get my keys. Oh, get ready. Everybody, get in my truck!
As you just heard, the unknown bangs in the distance were followed by strange animalistic grunts and calls. There is definitely a human element to the vocals, but the sheer volume and power behind the vocals, especially taking into consideration how significantly diminished the audio can become in the recording process, is what creates the question of whether these vocalizations were actually made by humans or not. The sounds also appear to be coming from more than one source, as one call sounds much closer than the other. The bangs are also very questionable. There's clearly a lot of power behind whatever the bangs are, and if the bangs were to be coming from a tree being hit with something by a human, the quick speed of the bangs would be shocking to say the least. The bangs do seem to resemble a kind of drumming sound, but that only opens the door to more questions, such as who and why would anyone be banging on drums in the middle of the woods at night? Whatever the sounds were, the group of friends made the right call getting back in the truck and getting out of there as quickly as possible. Similarly, in this next video, another YouTuber is sitting by his campfire at his campsite at the Fairy Lake, Quebec at some unknown hour in the night when he hears sounds out in the distance. Choosing to investigate, the man walks through the pitch black woods with the only light being from his flashlight.
Let's see how this place looks like without any lights. Pitch black. Imagine being out here. This is one of the creepiest forests I've ever been. And I'll be spending the night here. I'm not sure if you guys ever seen the Blair Witch Project, but damn, this is just giving me Blair Witch Project vibes.
Moments after stating how familiar this environment is to the Blair Witch Project, this happens.
Oh, fuck. Oh, hi. What the hell? I need to get out of here.
A high-pitched voice calls out from the darkness of the woods, "I see you." It sounds like it could have been a child. The man behind the camera acknowledges the possibility that it could have been another camper. However, he also mentions that he'd been in these woods many times and had never seen anyone else in them. Furthermore, if it was another camper, it would be an incredibly creepy thing to call out to someone else in the woods, knowing the kind of fear it would likely instill in anybody. The man made it back to his campsite afterwards, and didn't hear the voice ever again. Another form of camping is car camping, usually done in a truck, van, or larger vehicle. Car camping can provide an added sense of security over a tent for a multitude of reasons. In the following video, a young man named Noah took his truck out to Sun River, Oregon, where he found a deserted road alongside the woods. Noah decided to take his truck down this road and park it there for the night, where he would sleep. He thought this would be a perfect place to camp out since no one else would be around, but he was mistaken. At some point in the night, Noah was awoken to sounds outside of his truck, which was when he started recording on his GoPro.
I'm currently sleeping in the back of my truck right now. I don't even know what time it is. And there's someone walking around my truck right now. If you can hear that, it's pretty loud. He's been walking around for like 20 minutes already. My gun's in my cab though. I don't really know what to do. I'm a little freaked out right now. And it's like pitch black outside. Probably like 2 in the morning. And he just keeps walking around. And he's like really close to my truck. I've never been this scared. And like, this doesn't make any sense because I parked somewhere where you couldn't see. No one was on that road. He's literally knocking. He's literally knocking on my truck. The canopy, the back door's locked. I've never been this scared before ever. I don't think he knows that there's anyone in here. I'm so scared right now. I wish I brought my gun back here. He keeps walking around. I don't get it. I'm like, how is he not? I've noticed. Doesn't make any sense. We'll see. He's literally peeking through the door right now. I've never been this scared ever. So, the current time is 2:30 in the morning right now. He's still walking around my truck. I'm gonna try to see if I can flash my light to get him scared. There he is.
Throughout the video, someone can be heard rubbing their fingers against the glass of the truck, and then at multiple points, there's a tapping on the glass too. The video then cuts to the next day, where Noah can see exactly what the person outside of his truck was doing. Hand marks all along the back windshield, which suggests the person was trying to wipe away the dirt on the glass to get a look inside the truck. So Noah wasn't as alone in those woods as he thought he would have been. But luckily he was in the safety of a locked vehicle as opposed to a tent.
Handprints there, a lot of scratches, stuff like that. Dragging his finger on my side of my truck. Well, looks like to be trying to get inside my truck. More handprints trying to get in my truck. At least the back canopy was locked, but yeah, that was the result.
Another instance of someone having an unexpected visitor while car camping comes from the YouTube channel Asleep 5 Decades. This time it's a woman named Lisa in her van camping out overnight. Lisa nicknames her van the Dream Machine, which she travels in. She was awoken from a deep sleep around 4:30 in the morning to a knocking on her van, right by her head. There were 3 sets of knocks, each set with 3 knocks, and by the 3rd set of knocks, she pulled out her phone and started recording.
Somebody's back here again. I hear footprints. Hello? How can I help you?
I have a question for you.
It's 4:30 in the morning. I don't feel safe. Who are you?
The man knocking on the van can be heard saying, "I have a question for you." For someone to approach a woman's van at 4:30 in the morning, knowing she's inside of it and saying, "I have a question for you," is as big of a red flag as can be. Lisa then peeks out the front of her van to see a car parked way down the road with its headlights on, likely the car the person knocking on the van arrived in.
So I quietly got up and I went to the front and I peeked out and parked way up on the drive. All I could see is like headlights, and then they backed out and went and left.
Whether there was someone else in the car or not is unknown. The next morning, Lisa finds large boot marks in the snow right outside her van. It's very possible the man outside of her van tried to enter the van only to realize it was locked. Luckily, Lisa had the doors locked, but after something like this happens, if you're in a vehicle, it would be best to get behind the wheel and drive somewhere else immediately. Fortunately for Lisa, things didn't go south this time. In this last video, YouTuber Ads Ventures takes his stealth camper van out to the woods in honor of Halloween night. He brings his van as close to the woods as he can before he has to continue into the woods on foot.
Here for now. Unfortunately, this is the closest that we can get to the woods. We can't take the van any further, but I will be going in there on foot.
Alongside the woods is an old church house and cemetery that he has to pass before entering the woods. While he decides to post up and make a latte in the woods, this happens.
I didn't really think this through. I should have got a saucepan with a lid.
An easily missed white shadow can be seen walking past in the background, and then multiple times, he hears sounds not far away, and when he looks off to the distance, small orb-like lights appear at times.
What's that? I've come up to that bit where the light was just shining. What? He's moved. I'm gonna have to go and check that out. Where the hell?
But most notably, perhaps you missed it, was a silhouette-looking object just briefly exposed by the light.
He's moved. I'm gonna have to go and check that out.
But this might not be the last time this is seen. As he continues to walk, he stops in his tracks as he's sure he sees a person ahead of him in the darkness.
I swear, I keep seeing someone. Hold on. There's no one there. I swear. There was. I think I'm gonna go this way, to be honest with you. What the hell? That is a person. I'm not even joking. What the f? I can't see anything. Oh, what was that?
He says he's confident this was a person as he saw them turn around and look at him. Others in the comments suggest it was a mannequin placed there by someone as a Halloween prank, while others bring up the close proximity to the cemetery and the white orbs and suggest that something paranormal was going on. And of course, there are some people who think it could have been staged as well. But what was really happening in this video is anybody's guess.